And here we go again. I'd like to take an opportunity to show you another little utility that I found, which is quite useful. The program is great if you like doing crosswords and them sort of puzzles, especially to do with words. So I'll just go on and we'll show you what the thing. The program itself is called the Sage, THESAGE, and it's the Sage Dictionary, not to be mistaken for the Sage financial package that used to be available. Whether it still is or not, I don't know. But this is the Sage's English Dictionary and thesaurus, which is it's free to use as in a personal capacity. For personal use, it's a standard edition and it's free. You can buy a professional version of it for $10, which is about £8, I think, at the moment. So yeah, it's full of bits and pieces which you'd probably think, oh, I never thought of that, and it surprised me quite a bit. So we'll download the installer. It's 43 megabytes. It's quite a big program. It does work on Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, 8.1 and 10, but it requires Net Framework 4 or greater, which is probably already on your machine anyway. So we'll have a look. It's not yet available, as far as I know, for the Android or the iOS or OS X machines, and there has also been one or two requests for the Universal Windows platform, which haven't been completed yet. So you couldn't run this on things like, for example, the Raspberry Pi or Linux, because I don't think it's available for Linux at the moment. However, that's it finished downloading. So we'll come off the internet and click on my computer and go to downloads, and there it is, the Sage setup. Nothing untoward here, nothing to be frightened of. I've read through this very concise but brief agreement, and it's a standard agreement that so yeah, it's quite an easy install, and that's it finished. We should have an icon somewhere on the screen. There is a help, obviously, that's available. Let me just close that down, and I wanted to show you the icon here, which it does throw up. Okay, so double click on the Sage, and that'll take us pretty much straight in, as you've seen. This is the Sage 7, as it says there. Right, what does it do for us? Well, let's have a look first down around the various bits of the screen here. We have a dictionary, we have wildcard, anagram, thesaurus, etymology. Now, I'll come back to that in a minute or two, but we have a phonetic, we have rhyme, we have a concordancer, we have online as well, words list and history, which are additional features. But if we go to the options, open and close, and we can launch a Sage with the Windows startup. We can start it in the system tray, we can send to the system tray when we're clicking the minimize button, and all these obviously fairly straightforward choices that you have. The fonts, change it to default font. You can change it if you wish. It starts off as Microsoft Sans Serif 13.8 regular. The phonetic font, i.e. the pronunciation, vowels and consonants that you use in the various bits of phonetics. And of course the etymology font. Now etymology, in case you don't know, is the history of the font, where the word derived from, where it came from, any conjunctions with any other words that you may come into. So it's quite a few bits of interesting stuff in there. Work pads, you can record the last operation. I shan't have that on. The reason that is I want a clean start when I use it myself later on. The mouse, yeah, you can capture a word using the control key and right button, and there's a hotkey as well for your keyboard, which are yours to change if you wish. The various tools that we have is a straightforward dictionary. Classic view is the etymology, etc., and you can see that wildcard, anagram, thesaurus, etymology. I looked up the word etymology in the dictionary and it's not actually there, but I believe it's a play on the words etymologist. Phonetic finds words that sound similar, I suppose. I'm not going to dabble in that, especially if you don't understand it too much. Rhyme is very good. Concordancer, online obviously, word lists and history. Again, if you want to search for a dictionary for a word, like concordance, index of all the main words in a book along with their immediate context, agreement of opinions, a harmonious state of things in general. So we get basically what we have there. So let's have a look at the word that they suggest to start with, which is start. And look at this. This is amazing, isn't it? This is from a dictionary. It's the verb from the Middle English starten, Old English starten, and stirten, etc. And it shows you all the history of the word. Obviously, this is the etymology of the word, which we've selected through our options there. We have the etymology. You could also click the thesaurus if you want. Doesn't matter. But there it is. I mean, there is so much here to read. It would take you forever, I'm sure. So I'll highlight and copy that. Let's go to the thesaurus or anagram. Let's start with anagram. Yeah, start, enter. Rats, tarts. Yeah. There's all the anagrams available. Very handy when you get the if you ever watch a thing like Countdown or whatever, and you want to put words together, like if I don't know what letters I can find. Let's chuck a few in just to maybe for demonstration purposes. RWCHOAEGS, for example, and if we can put that as in the anagram. And we've got cargoes, charges, cowages, etc. So quite a lot of different words available from just that bunch of letters. Say if you're watching Countdown and want to try and beat the score on that, it's an excellent way to do it. Right, there we go. Now thesaurus. Lemma is another, or lemma is another word that I looked up to see what it meant. L-E-M-M-A, and we go to the dictionary for that. Click enter. Oh dear. L-E-M-M-A. There we go. The heading that indicates a subject or an annotation or literary composition or a dictionary entry. So we go to the thesaurus. I think the word we had was start, wasn't it? And there we go. Begin, beginning, bug out, bulge, bulge out, come out, commence, commencement, etc. and so forth, all the way down. Quite a sizable list as well. So start, it could be kickstart, could be launch, launching, and all these are different other words you could use rather than putting the word start in. You know, begin, get going. Begins twice. See also, okay. So there is lots and lots. Springboard, start. Shy. Hyponym rather than antonyms or anything like that. So there we go. Etymology. Let's put the word start in there as well. There we go. By fits and starts, starting. So it's it shows you different words and different ways that that's been put together. There we go. The adjective from start, Middle English, certain, etc. It tells you all about it. Phonetically, let's put start in the phonetic alphabet. Oh, don't know where that's come from. Yes, I do. S-T-A-R-T. I'll just copy that again because I seem to have overwritten it. Phonetically, nothing matches start phonetically. Okay, let's find another word there. Let's try opening. Okay, so the phonetics of start. I don't know. I would have thought maybe that should have found something. How about rhyme? Enter. Oh, I can think of a few rhymes with the word start. Illiquid part, a la carte, apart, part, heart. Chart, Bart, bath, bath, something that rhymes. Bonaparte, well it's part, isn't it? Start, come apart, colour chart. Counterpart. If you're into writing poetry of any sort, then this has got to help you. Eckhart and fine art. I won't worry about the word there in between because we don't need that one. But it's a go-kart or a hand-cart. Heart. Have a heart. At the start. With your mouth part, Mr. Mozart. There we go. Pure poet. You could make poems up just reading that, couldn't you? Concordancer. Okay, let's put start in there. And see what happens with this one. All right. So, here's the word start. How would you use it? Base, home, the place where you are stationed and from which missions start and end. Crank up, start by cranking. Starting, appropriate to the beginning or start of an event. You can see the way this works. You don't need me to tell you. It's common sense on this one. The fireman relief pitcher. Pitcher who does not start the game. Pitcher as in the football pitcher, I would assume, rather than the pitcher, the carrier of water. Unusual, inanimate, that is the agent uses to perform or action or start a process. Okay, go forward, start with a fast sudden movement. And so the list is almost endless. Light up, start to burn with a bright flame. Set ablaze, start fire by burning. Okay, so there we are. That's what concordancy is. So there's our little package anyway. Options, you can go through and play with the options. One thing I did find, because I did make a bit of a mess when I was first starting with this program, and if did find it, I'd pressed a few buttons I didn't ought to. But it's so easy to uninstall, and when you reinstall it, it resets everything back to the way it was before. That's about the product. You can give a donation if you want to use it and you're going to use it a lot. Then why not just click on there, buy now, $10, £8, whatever it is, and you get a license key to put in, and of course you'll be updated every time there's an update to the program. But the help is online, obviously. What is the Sage? Intended audience, that's handy. Might be worth a read. Dictionary, quite a bit in that. The thesaurus, didn't say about wildcard. Wildcard search. Okay, so let's go back and give that a try. Basically, what we're doing with the wildcard, if we have a word like GR, I don't know, something something something, for example, let's see what we can find. Grounded, that's a good way. So if you're stuck with that infernal crossword and you know that number 3 down is something, and you have the letters DR space, oh, I don't think you can use spaces, something like that, and you think, well, what could that be? Maybe you don't know it. Maybe you've even got a missing letter there. You can put the wildcards in, and then we go ahead and there are drenched, dry shod. There's a second one. Never thought of that one. I did think of drenched. It was meant to be drenched. So there we go. That's what the wildcard is about. So I've learned something just through playing around today. And there we are. The program is free to use unless you use it on a professional capacity, in which case it will cost you $10. Let me close that down. Or better still, I'll go to the website. So, enter license key, read more. Oh, that should take us to the website. Yep, it's from a website called sequencepublishing.com, and it is the Sage. So it's fairly easy to find. If you just search for the Sage, as I did when we kicked off, in there, you might find this exceedingly handy. Like I said, when I first started off doing crosswords, filling in those missing words, obviously wildcard, is what it's about. Plus the history of words, if you want to know where words were derived from. So there we are. Hope you've enjoyed this demonstration, and if you have, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my videos, then please subscribe to my videos. There we go. Moving on. Thanks very much for listening. Bye for now.